All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Covestic's CMDB ITOM chat. As usual, I'm Scott Trumbull. I'm the head of our ITX technology workflow practice, and we're getting together to talk about, with my team, what we think some of the exciting features around ITOM and CMDB are. In today's session, we're going to have a couple of experts on board. Ken Dahl's going to be on, and he's one of our solution architects, and really excited to talk about some of the features. He's going to talk about some of the features with discovery and with that ITOM visibility and that are available now these days that people might not be aware of or might not be taking advantage of. Going to talk about those use cases. When do we use that JEA? What is this ACC? What is this agent client collector? When do I use it? What do I do with that? So since Ken is the all-knowing expert in all things related to this, he's going to get on board and talk to us about it today. And then if you were on earlier, Justin was on talking about some of the features with Data Manager. And today, Justin's going to kind of continue his talk with us about some of the other features related to CMDB, and we've started to move into CSDM a little bit, talking about those foundation dashboards. Again, these are features that are available to everybody who has these ServiceNow subscriptions, and we run across people all the time that just aren't taking advantage of it. So our goal is to get you to understand and take advantage of that. And with that, Ken, I will let you take it away and tell us how discovery is getting better and better all the time.
Some of the pain points with discovery are, fragmented monitoring tools. A lot of times there's security requirements, like credential scans going over the network. A lot of people are uncomfortable with that. And with discovery, a lot of times it requires like a local admin on Windows servers. So you need elevated permissions. Sometimes you have sensitive CIs. For whatever reason, maybe regulatory requirements, maybe their DMZ, maybe their PCI credentials, HIPAA, things like that. So that's one of the things that ACC, the agent client, ServiceNow agent client collector, is there to solve. Sometimes it's hard to reach endpoints or even mobile endpoints in some cases. So ACC is really the solution to that. The agent client collector is an agent, and it's installed on infrastructure components. The agent client collector is built on the Sensu framework, so it's been around for a while, which enables you to actually adapt and extend monitoring checks. There's a lot of community extra plugins for it, so there's a lot of support for it. It executes commands on the machines it's installed on and sends the output data to a ServiceNow instance via the regular mid server. Storing events, metrics in the relevant database, software discovery, hardware parameters, things like that. It also works seamlessly with the ITOM AI Ops. So, and it's native to ServiceNow and fully supported. It is credentialless, so it lessens the need for any firewall exceptions in credentials, which is common with discovery. It's a lot easier to discover hard to reach hosts. So things like, you have special networks, layer 2 DMZs, things like that. This makes it a lot easier for that. It is available for the 3 major operating systems, Windows, Linux, and Mac OS. So that's great. It is highly secure. It meets all the stringent security requirements, including communication and memory encryption, non-root permissions, and command line obfuscation. It is scalable to an unlimited number of agents. So you can have about 5,000 agents per mid server, and you grow simply by adding more mid servers, right? Which we know there's no cost for adding an extra mid server. It's easy to set up redundancy as well as load balancing and clustering, which is native to ServiceNow mid servers. It's very lightweight. I know there's a lot of agents out there that people use. This one's extremely lightweight. It consumes less than 0.1% when it's idle, and only about 3% when it's under load, when it's actually doing the scan. And the disk and memory requirements are really small. It is really good at doing things like application fingerprinting for custom applications. It has robust process discovery information, which will fuel the AI-driven application fingerprinting, right? Together with software asset management, it easily discovers installed software because it's local, including usage data, which is normally really hard for discovery to discover unless you're going through something like SCCM with software metering turned on or something like that. So that part's for those that are going down the SAM or SAM Pro journey, that is really useful. Again, it's highly extensible, being based on the Sensu Go platform. So there are lots of community plugins if out of the box they don't do what you like, or you need extra features. It's also really good for those that are going down the journey doing monitoring, maybe with event management. Can really reduce your monitoring effort. I know there's a lot of people that have fragmented tools out there, SolarWinds, Nagios, you name it. It's flexible, has great log collection policies that you can set up. It has end-to-end transaction monitoring and SNMP polling, kind of like Dynatrace does. It also helps you, together with the AI, predict possible service issues. ACC will feed the logs to the AI-based analysis engine, the health log analytics, and it'll do proactive identification. So, I mean, it's the holy grail. You know before your customer knows, or your people know that something's going to break. So it's a great product. The only limitation is at this time right now, of course, you know how ServiceNow changes. It doesn't collect or parse configuration files, and it doesn't log into applications for service mapping. So to do service mapping, you would still need to use the regular discovery. So thank you very much.
Oh, Ken, I have questions. So, I appreciate this. This is an area where I need to explore more. So the first thing it makes me think of is that use case where, say, you were working with a customer previously and they had maybe a very segmented network, say with a lot of VLANs with, data diodes, and I would have had to install a mid server potentially in each of those network segments to be able to discover the details on the hardware in there. So if I understand this right, in this case, if I have my agent on there, I don't necessarily have to have all these mid servers deployed out to all these network segments with firewall blockage. And I can push, the agent will can push out to a central location.
Correct. Yeah, you have to open a limited amount of ports. So you wouldn't have to open, huge amount of ports from all sorts of firewalls. You just very limited amount of ports reporting back to a single, or maybe, depending on what the scale is, maybe you have a couple of mid servers, but you don't have to put a mid server on all of those different network segments. Yeah, exactly.
And then I can deploy this out with my regular deployment tools,
Yep. However you do it. And I've done it that way. You can do it through SCCM, you can do it scripting, group policy. There's a myriad of different ways. It's a very, very small agent. And I know a lot of organizations they're hesitant to put another agent on there because they have SCCM, they have Carbon Black, they have all sorts of different things on there. This one is really, really small.
Oh, that's fantastic. I really see, I see this, I see the use case, and particularly then when we get into monitoring and this just growing in usage in the environment and solving some problems.
Yeah, and especially for people that do have fragmented monitoring tools, a lot of organizations, they grow organically and they just, or in silos, and they have all sorts of different monitoring tools. So this is another avenue for people to try and wrangle the cats and get them all back together under, a couple different monitoring tools.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for coming on here and talking about this today. It's such a cool topic, right? And we've come so far in this space, and we now have so many more, kind of tools in that discovery, in that discovery bag that we can pull out to work with customers to solve problems. That's terrific. We got a lot to talk about over the next coming weeks, so we'll see you next time on the same ITOM channel.